This episode of Ticket to Cullman is brought to you by Monograms Plus, Carlton's Italian restaurant, and the Uniform Place.
It's the end of May, and you know what that means. It's time for the first annual Wings Over Cullman Air Show. Co-hosted by both the city and the county, this show will include many performances by talented pilots. So, what are you waiting for? Get your ticket to Cullman.
We've been playing all of our lives. Never won, but we try. You know that one day you'll say you want it out sometimes. We're singing, shattered minds and ready hands, broken hearts and better plans. Shout it out loud once again, 'cause I know it's coming soon. I just can't tell you when.
There's much to look forward to today at the Cullman County Air Show. There are going to be multiple aerobatic performances by talented performers. There are also numerous exhibits and vendors here for everybody to enjoy. The Wings Over Cullman Air Show is certainly a family event with things for everybody in the family.
Here with me now is Elaine Fuller, the director of the Cullman County Museum and one of the people who helped organize the Wings Over Cullman Air Show. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing well. Now, with an event like this that has over 12,000 people, it obviously takes a lot of planning and organization. How long does it take to plan an event like this?
It took well over a year to put everything in place so that it would run smoothly. And there were a lot of key people involved. You can't do something like this without, of course, the airport personnel, the sheriff's department, the police department. A lot of city employees were involved. Wallace State was heavily involved with their aviation program. So just a lot of key people. And of course, the sponsorships are important. The City of Cullman, Cullman County Commission, Goodwin Mills and Kaywood, and there were several others who were corporate sponsors.
What kind of, I know that we saw a lot of different aircraft there, the airplanes of course, and then helicopters. Where were all these pilots from? Were they all locals, or did they come from out of state as well?
A lot of those pilots were from out of state. They were connected with David Schultz, who was the professional that brought in the stunt planes and the big A-10s. He was kind of responsible for getting those. I know we had planes flying in from Georgia, from Louisiana, from Tennessee. I happen to know one of the A-10s from the Air Force came from Shreveport, Louisiana, and that was flown by Mitch Hansen, who is a local boy. He graduated from Cullman High School. And then some of the pilots flew in from Texas, although there was one group of people coming from Texas that had weather and they couldn't get out, and then there was another group that had a mechanical problem. But some of these people go from place to place putting on these shows. I don't want to say like a circus, but in that kind of atmosphere where they travel. They were Cullman this week, they were going to Maine, then they were going to Montana. You know, it was just a circuit, I guess you would call it.
What can we expect for next year? Will this become an annual event?
It's possible that it can become an annual event. I know a lot of people enjoyed it. They thought it was worthwhile, but it cost a lot of money and a lot of time to put it on. So, and also it's kind of like, well, we've got the first one over. We kind of know what we're getting into now. So it might be easier to do next year since we have some experience, but it's a lot of work.
Well, hopefully all that work paid off, and I know that everybody who went had a great time and enjoyed it. Thanks so much for talking with us today.
Monograms Plus of Cullman specializes in monogrammed and personalized gifts for all occasions. Here, you'll find exceptional gift items for weddings, graduations, birthdays, anniversaries, new babies, or anything else that you can think of. Many items in the store can be monogrammed or personalized, adding that very special touch to your gift. Some of the most popular brands that you can find at Monograms Plus include Vera Bradley, Brighton, Pandora, Life is Good, Tervis Tumblers, and many more. A full-service invitation and printing department is also available, and you can find many items for your back-to-school needs. When you need a gift for that special occasion, remember to check out Monograms Plus in Cullman.
So much to do, so much to say, so much for things I can't explain. I said goodbye to all.
The Wings Over Cullman Air Show has something for everyone. This family event features many different attractions. There's of course the main attraction later this afternoon, where there will be multiple air stunts done by talented pilot performers. But for this morning, the gates opened up at 9 o'clock when people could come in and check out the many different exhibits. There are numerous vendors selling everything from food to memorabilia. Also, there are airplanes from different branches of the military, including the Marines, the Navy, and the Air Force. There are also air evac helicopters and civilian helicopters and airplanes up for people to look at and to climb around on and to get a general feel for what it's like to actually fly in one of those things. I'm here with Ensign Brian Porthouse of the Navy, is that right? All right, and he is the student pilot of this plane. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful, thanks.
Could you tell us a little bit about this plane?
Sure. This is the Navy T-45 Goshawk. It's the Navy and Marine Corps' advanced jet trainer. The advanced jet syllabus is roughly about 52 weeks long, and we train guys to fly on the instruments, fly the aircraft, as well as do air-to-ground bombing, dogfighting, and then finally you go solo to the aircraft carrier and do about 10 traps on the aircraft carrier and then get your wings.
So how long have you been studying to fly this plane?
I've been in the Navy for about a year and a half now, and been in the flight training program for a year and a half.
How did you get involved with this program, and what made you decide that you wanted to be a pilot?
Well, I've wanted to be a pilot in the Navy since I've been about 5 years old. My dad took me to an air show just like this and saw the Blue Angels perform, and I said I want to be an F-18 pilot and be a Blue Angel pilot. So been working toward it ever since. Did the ROTC program in college, and then commissioned out of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in Daytona Beach, and reported to primary flight training in Naval Air Station Corpus Christi, flying the T-34 for about 6 months, and did well enough there to have the grades to select jets, and now here I am in Meridian flying jets, and hopefully in about another year I'll be flying the F-18. So.
All right, so after you're done learning all about this plane and how to fly and everything, what kind of missions or assignments will you be given?
Out of here, we typically go to Naval Air Station Oceana in Virginia or Naval Air Station Lemoore in California, and we'll learn how to fly the F-18 Hornet or Super Hornet. And following that, we'll go on the aircraft carrier on 6 to 9 month deployments over in Afghanistan and Persian Gulf, and dropping bombs and protecting our troops on the ground.
All right, well, thank you so much for talking with us today.
It's my pleasure.
Carlton's Italian is a family-owned and operated restaurant that has been serving great Italian food in the heart of Cullman, Alabama for the last 20 years. Offering dine-in, carry-out, and catering for any occasion, Carlton's is one of the best places to have a meal in Cullman. The current owners of Carlton's, Dr. Harry Blaylock and his wife Leslie, have worked hard to create a pleasant atmosphere and menu that caters to the regular long-term patrons as well as brings in new ones. Carlton's Italian is open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. and on Sunday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. When you're in the mood for great Italian food, make sure to check out Carlton's Italian in Cullman.